feel bad because I feel like if I do an interview, it means you guys don't get to talk to Justin at the end. I like the consolation prize.
No, I definitely want to talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so writer on the show and everything. What's it like, the process, working with these guys? I know, obviously, you worked on Community and everything. Both very, like, complex shows. Obviously, you have a lot of underlying things going on in each episode, like seasonal arcs and everything. How do you guys sort of, like, work all that out, and what's the process behind that, I guess?
I don't want to speak too much for Community. I worked on 2 seasons of that show, but I came in, after so much had been established. I've been Rick and Morty since season 1.
Yeah.
Even before that, I've been working with Justin and Dan on We Made Web Series Together podcast. Yep. So creatively, we've been sort of bonded over the years, sensibility-wise. So we share the same sensibility, and we have so many of the same overlapping inspirations. Mm-hmm. We also have so many of the same overlapping flaws with how we plan, and so we. Even though as much as we'd like to sit there for the first week or 2 of the show before every season, or at the onset of every season, and go like, all right, let's come up with an arc, and then we know where we're going, we just sort of start generating ideas, and then we write episodes, and all of a sudden we go, oh, this is the theme of the season.
Okay.
And it sort of emerges within the first 3 episodes, and then that informs the back episode.
Where you go from there. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's more shamanic, if I'm using that correctly. It's like we're like, when everybody asks about returning characters, we never go, all right, guys, this is how it's going to be. Yeah. Mr. Meeseek's going to be the 4th episode. Because people, it's like, if we're writing a story, like, it would be great here if this character came back.
Yeah, like if it organically works and everything.
And so I really think we are following, at this point when we're still driven by passion and we're not 20 seasons in and we're jaded and cynical and going, like, who gives a shit? We just want to sell more merchandise. Yeah. We really are driven internally by just wanting to tell the best stories and making them the purest, and really only following what we want to see and do, and always only trusting our own internal, radar or whatever. So.
Yeah. And then you also obviously do some voice work on the show.
Yeah.
Is it fun to sort of like need a voice for a character and have you guys just kind of like spitball like different tones and wacky voices and see sort of like what works?
Yeah. I mean, I never. My agenda wasn't really, I'm going to get myself in a bunch of voice parts in this show.
Yeah.
Justin started casting me, and it's great. It's fun. It's also sometimes like I'll write an episode or a joke and I'll go like, I hear the actor, I go, I know this is not how it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
and I'll do it, and it's great to be able to have that. I mean, the whole origin and backstory of the show is Justin's voices, and there was a time when they were almost going to not let him be the voices, and the truth is, with us doing the voices, Dan does voices, me and Justin, it's like, we wrote the show, we wrote the part,
like
we know,
in your mind, you know how it's supposed to be delivered,
And sometimes I'll do voices, and I'll go like, I don't think I'm the best person for this part. Can we get Lance Reddick to do this? So there's a lot of that, and what I'm hoping for is I want my own bird person. I only gotten one-off characters. Dan's got a recurring character, a beloved recurring character. I only have these people who show up once.
Right. They got to get you in.
I've been pushing for a Paul Fleischman story, which is there's an episode in the Jerry daycare where we learn that not every Beth is married to a Jerry necessarily, and I did that voice, and we talked briefly about an episode where we bring I don't want to force it, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
No, I feel like that's fun though. Fun aspect of it. That's interesting. So I guess I want to know, who's your favorite character? Like, you obviously write and you have a hand in creating all of them and sort of like being a part of their growth and just like the wacky things they do. So I'm curious if you like pick one out or have one that you like writing.
I mean, I love Jerry because I relate with Jerry a lot.
Okay.
I think Dan has said it as a joke that I'm the Jerry of the show. Dan's clearly Rick and Justin is Morty. And you know what? I'm not going to take that as an offense. Because this season, I wrote an episode that's very Jerry heavy. And I think it redeems him as a character. And I poured myself into that. I said, I've been in his position. I've been this low before, and I want him to win. So it's nice to use it as a conduit. Rick always wins. He's a genius.
He's that.
You want to see, Jerry is more human, more relatable.
Definitely. That's neat. And I guess things just keep escalating with this show. Obviously, season 2 ended ended on a crazy note.
Yeah.
I assume we can expect season 3 to just kind of like keep building on everything, keep getting weirder, crazier.
For sure.
Yeah, lots to look forward to. I assume.
We were talking. We don't want to spoil anything specific.
Yeah.
But we're always wrestling with, you don't want. Dan wrestles with it as a community of not making the show too insular, and too, it's you have to know episode 4 of season 1 to know what this is.
Okay.
But I do think we're building the mythology of the show out where the world feels real, and you go, oh, there's consequences. There's things that were set up that are now being paid off.
Yeah.
Without it feeling too much like we're up our own asses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we're striking the balance, and season 3 has a lot of depth.
Okay.
And there's episodes that are gonna, I think, blow people's minds and give them what they've been wanting for a while. And there's gonna be episodes where you can watch it and go like, oh, I've never seen an episode of Rick and Morty, and this is enjoyable.
Yeah.
I need to know who this person is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, that's all I have.
Cool.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your time here.
Thanks for shooting it.
You did? You fucking killed it? I heard that.